Hello, I'm Jeremy Hochhalter. Thanks so much for the intro, Miko. Glad to be here. Let's see. Let's start with, I'm going to hand it off to Annika first.
Great. Hello. My name is Annika, and it is my first time live streaming in the multiverse, and I'm very excited to be here. I bring about 8 years of TTRPG experience, and I love gaming, so I'm super excited to be here. You can find me on most social media channels as Anine Wanders. I'll throw that in the Twitch stream here for you if you want to come say hi, but I'll send it back to you, Jer.
Nice. And one of these days I will remember Annika, not Annika. I apologize.
It's okay. Harmonica without the harm, right?
Right. And why don't you tell us just who's your character tonight? Don't go into detail, but
sure. Yeah, this evening I will be playing Shivali, a Kalashtar who identifies as she, they, who is transitioning from a life with her clan to a life on the road as a athletic bard.
Nice. Perfect. All right. Well, let's head over to Andrew now.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I didn't write an intro. I'm here just to have fun and play this game. This is my first time streaming on Twitch. I'll be playing a Bard Warlock by the name of Sidwell Softstone. You could probably find my socials on Twitch chat. I don't know what they are, and that's me.
Perfect. What are Sidwell's pronouns?
He, him.
Perfect. All right, let's move on to Kevin, the one who has been here before.
Hi, yeah, I'm Kevin, and you can find me online at KevRan Games. I am been on the Superior Adventurers Guild before. Actually, I was in Vason yesterday. We're doing a play in that. It's a 5-week thing where we're investigating some creepy stuff. Lots of fun. I also ran a Monday Night Mayhem a couple weeks ago where we played too, so that was fun. Check that out if you want to catch the VOD. But yes, when I'm not here, I'm running a show too, Game Night Heroes, that Jeremy has been on, and it's been a lot of fun. So tonight, though, I am playing Danner, who is a halfling who likes his solitude, and he doesn't really want to mess around with these kids too much, but things are going to be what they have to be, I guess. So, yes, glad to be here. Glad to be returning. This could be a lot of fun. So, thanks for having me.
Nice. Excited to have you. And last but not least, Sid, not to be confused with Sidwell, the character. This is going to be fun. Tell us about yourself.
So I scrambled to try to write an intro just now. It didn't work out. So here goes nothing, anything, everything. I'll be playing Relic, Tiefling Monk Sorcerer. He's just here to have a good time, hopefully. Pronouns he, him. When first time on Guild Superior, so hopefully this leads to a lot of fun things. Usually I can be found on socials at _Sundance Sid. Also on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern over on the Games Tavern channel where I play in our Eberron campaign. So
nice.
Hop on over there to check that out.
So when Annika was talking about her character, you totally knew what she was talking about. And I was just like, what? What's a Kalashtar?
Yeah. Played one already. Fun.
Right?
Fun.
All right. And like I said, I'm Jeremy. You can find me on Twitter and Mastodon at WH Pubs. I own and operate Wanderers Haven Publications. Here on Twitch, I'm WH Publications. I don't know why I don't just keep things the same across the internet. That would be too easy. But let's dive into the adventure this evening. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right. So just a brief history. I believe Kevin Denner, I think so. I think it was Kevin's character. I'm just going to check my notes real quick. Danner. Yeah, Danner was once a student of a woman known as by Kohaku in a fairly decent sized town. Does that sound right? Is that who we went with?
Sure.
Well, that's what we're going with tonight. All right. So you attended the small academy in this decent sized town, not too busy, not too bustling, and a lot of the population is not there during the summer because of the school is out, and so they go back home. It's just kind of a little college town. And you had really dipped your toes into understanding nature and nature magic. And I think it was around there that you had really, grabbed a hold of this concept of the power that nature has. And therefore you ended up becoming a cleric.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And so the headmistress, the owner and purveyor of the academy, Kohaku, is she's been there for as long as anyone can remember. She's a lion-faced woman known as a Nikosi. And pretty much the town started because she built this academy, and as students began to learn about it and go there, tradespeople and other people who wanted to study there, and people who wanted to, start businesses and all that, just kind of started building up around this. And shortly thereafter, a small bard college opened up, and, just these little academies opened up. And so it's just this really quaint city known as Brooksden. And it's been a while since you graduated, and of course there's always something to learn from Kohaku, but you kind of felt like you needed to go out into the world, learn more about things on your own, take the lessons that she taught you. And so you had gone out, and on your journeys you met these other folks who have joined you. But recently you got a messenger from the academy letting you know that Kohaku has actually been declared dead. And so there was a request for you to return to the academy and be in attendance at the reading of her last will and testament. And so you had, headed off towards Brooksden, and the rest of them decided to go with you. And today, as you're making the final leg of the journey, it's kind of drizzling rain, not really a downpour, but just enough to make it uncomfortable. And you can smell like the summery, the rain. It's kind of heavy in the air. The hollow wild forest that lies off to the north of town is kind of this darkened spot on the horizon because of the way that there's not really sun shining through the leaves and the trees and all that. And so it's kind of just this somber day as you're trudging through the rain. Kind of matches how you feel, actually, with the loss of Kohaku. Again, you haven't seen her in a few years, but she was really kind of a force of nature that you really respected and appreciated. And the fact that she left you something is kind of the feeling that you got from the letter. Was unexpected. So as the four of you are heading in, and you kind of you come over this rise, and you see there's some smoke coming out of some chimneys, but it's midday still. You know that the reading of the will be later this afternoon, and so you're trying to get there in time. But now that you can see the town, you're pretty sure that you've got it. And as you get closer, you begin to smell, like some baking breads and maybe some cooking meats that are going to be ready for the evening. But what's kind of going through your mind right now, Danner?
Definitely. Well, it has been some time since I've been here. I did like to traverse out in the forests and the wilds, they call to me, to my spirit, and I am able to be free there. But in these times, I will take these young youth back to the city with me. Now, have any of them been to the city as well? Have they been to Brooksden?
You all tell me. Have you been to Brooksden before?
I'll look to my companion Relic. Relic, have you been here before in your travels?
No. This is as far as I've ventured.
Oh, of course. And what about you, minstrels? Have you been here before in your travels? There is a bardic college that's nearby and part of the town.
I have, absolutely. I've been visited in here and there, for sure.
Yes.
Yes, it's my first time, but I've heard of the name.
Well, it's been a time for me as well, but I think you'll find it to be hospitable. Danner is halfling, and he's like just short of middle age. He is completely bald. He has a beard that's got little tinges of green and browns in it. He's got actual what looks to be smudges of dirt and different mosses upon his face, so he'll blend in. His clothing that he's wearing is a mixture of the suits you would find out in the wild, different greens and browns and tans that could perhaps be mistaken for camo. And he carries himself always with the manner of wanting to be out there. So he does look a little bit different than these others that are a little bit probably more well dressed. But
and so walking next to Danner is Relic. Relic, why don't you go ahead and explain what you look like?
So, Relic is a tiefling. Typical monk garb, monk attire. You know, the comfortable pants, shoes. Well, yeah, shoes with that's wrapped up. He has like a Raiden hat. Everyone knows, right?
damn.
Scar on his left eye, scar over his left eye, and from neck down, as any exposed skin you can see, he has these tattoos that are infernal, and they run across the entirety of his body. And that came about when he awakened to his sorcerer's powers. They just kind of appeared there. What else? And that's all you can see for now.
So just out of character, I'm curious, can Relic read the tattoos?
Oh yeah, he can read the tattoos.
Okay, interesting. And do they remain the same, or do they ever change?
They remain this. They, for the most part, they remain the same. Yeah.
Okay. So trailing behind Relic is Sidwell. Why don't you tell us what's not Sid, but Andrew, tell us what Sidwell looks like.
Sidwell looks like a regular schmegular human, fully cookie cutter bard, long cape, feathered cap, average human, average everything, below average singing voice, and he's just trailing along.
Okay. And walking nearby is Shivali. What does Shivali look like?
Yes, and Shivali is tall at 6'4", but lean and corded with muscle from a life spent in the arena prior to life spent on the road as a bard. And so her overall attire is very almost monkish in a way. She's got the baggy blue pants, and her feet are bound in bandages with simple slippers on her feet. One hand is covered with bandages, the other hand has a simple leather glove, and yet the first impression you get is this vivid impression of color over these dark fighter's clothes, as she's added sashes and bands and colorful vests as she adopts this new lifestyle that she's excited to be embarking on. But even beyond that, you're almost distracted by this shock of white hair on top of her head and these sharp blue eyes that just pierce out at you with a little spiritual energy as she trudges along carrying a quarterstaff.
Nice. So as the four of you enter this town, having traveled along together, you're kind of used to maybe every so often getting some weird looks. You're a rather unique looking band or a unique looking quartet, we'll say that. And so, every so often people kind of like will stop and look at you. But here, every so often somebody says hi. But really, Danner, you know that enough people come here for the schools and even to come visit the people that like their children or whatever. It's really during the school season, it is just such a potpourri of various species of people and creatures, because Kohaku School is all about teaching the public about magical creatures. strange and wondrous things have already walked these streets. And so no one really pays any attention to you. In fact, if anything, there's just kind of this pall that is set over the town, whether it's the rain or whether everyone is just kind of in mourning for the loss of the headmistress of the school. And as you head towards the school, you get closer and you know that it's kind of just a series of buildings that were built up over time. There was originally the first building that went up, and then as that kind of got outgrown by the amount of people going to it, another building was built and such, so on. And soon thereafter, it was walled in to kind of, really it was to keep creatures in rather than keep people out for when classes were going on. There was a couple of times you weren't there, but there are definitely tales of when creatures have escaped and run rampant through the town. No one's ever been hurt, but definitely drama had unfolded those times. And so, the walls were put up to keep the creatures in and just everyone's safe. But you notice as you get closer that the gates, which are typically closed, stand open, and there's just this procession of people coming and going. And in the center of like the small courtyard, you do see looks like a small shrine has slowly been built up. Not necessarily something that is permanent, but just a collection of offerings left behind in memory of Kohaku. But you do notice as you get closer that excuse me, I'm already losing my voice. There is a woman standing next to what you would call the main office at this point. It was actually the original school building, but it essentially became a meeting place for the teachers. And when that wasn't happening, then Kohaku she has like her main desk there, and people would meet with her, like students would go and meet with her there. So a woman named Nez is standing at the door that goes into that building. You see her, she's a middle-aged human woman. She has some dark graying hair and this really brown kind of walnut colored skin, which is just starting to show the signs of age. She's wearing what looks like it's a white dress that she's kind of like trying to stand out of the rain from, but like it just kind of is dripping on her where she stands. She doesn't really seem to notice, but you do notice you do know that in her culture the white dress is a mourning shroud, like a not good morning, but
yes,
sadness mourning shroud. But she glances up and sees you and waves you over.
Oh, great. I have to be social now, huh? So he'll trudge over there after. He'll stop on the way in front of the little shrine to his former teacher. He'll bow down for a moment. He'll remove a holy symbol that he has. It looks like a stylized leaf with a face on it. And he will pray for a moment and bring the blessing of his god over. And then he will stand and he'll go over to Nez. Now, do I know Nez? Do we?
You do, and actually,
Okay.
Sidwell, you also know Nez. Nez is essentially the second in command. She's the vice principal, so to speak. And when Kohaku is not at the academy, she's kind of the stand-in for the headmistress. And so, as you approach her, she nods deeply to you, almost in a slight bow, and she's like, "Welcome. I'm so glad that you could join us."
Of course, Danner Bramblethorn has presented himself, and then he realizes that that's kind of the way that the students do it. So he's like, "Oh, old habits die hard, I suppose. These are my companions."
Welcome.
Emotional.
Oh, Sidwell, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you've returned. Are you going to be staying at the Bardic College?
Yeah, I think so. We're here to pay our respects. You know what they say about funerals: if you don't show up for other people's funerals, no one's going to show up to yours.
I've
Words of
actually
wisdom.
never heard that one, but it's good to know. Yes.
If that makes any sense.
Well, if are you all joining Danner during the reading?
They will. They are my trusted, closest companions.
Well, feel free to go in and have a seat. We're just waiting on one more person. There's definitely like this edge to her voice when she says it.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. There was a little pause there. Okay. Thank you, Nez. And I'll just nod and move past her.
Yeah. Are the rest of you heading in?
I'm going wherever Andrew's going.
Okay.
I'll follow Danner.
Okay.
I don't have anything else to do, so yeah, I'm ahead.
All right. So kind of slowly, everyone just trudges in. I almost called you Sid. Relic, the rain just kind of dripping off of your conical hat as you walk in. It's really kept your head dry, and most of your upper body, your legs are a little wet, but for the most part, compared to everyone else, you're pretty dry as you step in. And it's like a blast of heat, even though it's summer and it's kind of muggy out. As you walk in, there's a large fireplace in the wall to the north that just has this roaring fire. Definitely chases away any of the chill that you have. Sitting at the desk is actually, why don't we do this? Have a Danner and Sidwell. Just roll a history check for me. Let's see if you know this person. All right, so both of you kind of look at this person. Doesn't seem familiar, but there's a half elf with some dark brown hair that's kind of streaked and blonde, but it's pulled up in this messy top knot. You can tell that it's still drying and it's kind of starting to do that frizz thing. And their skin kind of has this sunburnt look to it. Not so much in a way that you think it's like the typical hue of their skin, more of like they've been outside too much lately and they're actually quite pale. And they have a pair of reading spectacles on, and they're kind of flipping through some pages, and they look up and then they go back to reading, and then they look up. And you do notice that there's some other teachers that you recognize here, and a couple of students who are just kind of hanging out and talking amongst themselves. Again, the mood is very quelled. It's very somber. What do you do?
Well, I gotta say that this mood in here is not one that Koliku would have wanted. Chevalier, Sidwell, perhaps the two of you could maybe liven the place up a little bit.
Absolutely, I could play a song.
Okay. What kind of song would you like to play?
I would like to play a song about the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. And though she looks so sad in portraits, people absolutely love her.
Why don't you go ahead and make a performance check? But what is Chevalier doing while this performance is going on?
Yeah, so for this occasion, she's going to go ahead and pull out a small drum and just somber support.
Okay. Okay. So are you lending aid to the...
Yeah, I was hoping for an advantage situation there.
Sure.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll that one more time. We'll take the higher of the two.
I need it. Oh, no.
The same. All right. There's like one person in the room. He looks younger, little short, so you're not sure if he's like just a really young human or maybe a very tall halfling. It's kind of hard to tell. And you see him kind of standing in the corner by himself, and he's kind of dancing, but everyone else just kind of keeps talking with each other, or they're just very quiet. But at least you've lifted the spirits of one student here today. And pretty soon Nez walks in, and she's like, if you would all take a seat or just get comfortable, Our last guest is going to be joining us momentarily. Isa, could you go ahead and start the reading? At which the person at the desk, yes, so if you all would mind just being quiet, settle down, please take your seats over there. Yes, very good. I am Isa. I'm going to read the last will and testament of Kohuku, the headmistress of the Academy for Magic Zoology. Let's see, to whom it may concern, this is, and she begins to kind of go on, just kind of through the preamble of it. And then over the next few minutes, she starts listing off these like little trinkets that are left to mostly people that you don't know. Like every so often a teacher's name will get brought up and that teacher will go up and accept the thing that was left to them. And about this time, the door bangs back open and a very short, fairly wide gnome walks in, bald, but as if to make up for it, has an enormous beard and this crazy mustache, all of which are starting to gray.
Don't be copying my look, gnome.
The last time, it's really funny because I was like, the last time, Danner, that you saw Zivabeg here was graduation. Zivabeg was in your class and you did not get along. Zivabeg was heading down paths that maybe were not in the same direction as yours. The choices that Zivabeg was making as far as their schooling had a lot to do with demonology and infernalism and such. And indeed, you could see that he's wearing like various accoutrements of like different you would say kind of cultish origin. And he darkly looks around the room. Fine, don't wait for me. And he walks in and he looks around and realizes there's no seat. And so just stands in the middle of the room. And you can see Nez is just like visibly taut, very, not nervous, but like she's holding her tongue. If you don't mind, I'd like to continue, says Isa.
I'll lean over to Relic, but keep your eye on this guy.
Okay. So as the reading continues, it finally comes to Danner. Danner, to Danner, I would like to bequeath. Where did I put it? You there, can you bring me that chest? That one over there. Yes, perfect. And they pick up this large chest. And Danner, it looks familiar. You remember seeing it in this office before. Can't remember what was in it though. This is for you, Danner. And Isa looks right at you as though they know who you are, even if you don't recognize them.
Okay. I will stand and I will cross directly right in front of Zivabeg. Yeah, I'll cross right in front of Zivabeg, making a point to ignore him. This is a great time to notice, too, that we actually have advantages given from the chat. Thank you, chat. So we've all, one for every player and one for you, too, GM. So thank you, chat. We're going to use those at an appropriate time. So I'll walk up to the chest. I'll just look at it. Because I do recognize it, I'll just kind of glance at it for a minute. I'll look up. I'll meet the gaze of, I'm sorry, you said it was Isa?
Isa.
Sorry. Making notes here. And I just kind of do a slow nod, and then I'll go to pick it up. Am I able to carry it, or is it heavy? Or
it is actually quite heavy.
Oh. Relic, if you could, buddy, maybe give me a hand, please. And I'm trying to not look weak in front of Zivabeg, but so I'm kind of puffing a little bit.
So I take the same route in front of Zivabeg, and I blatantly keep an eye on him. I was looking for the mute button when Kevin said that the first time, but yeah, I make it known that I'm keeping an eye on him. It's very obvious that's what I'm doing.
It's
everyone.
Quite strange because as you walk by and you kind of give him that
just eye raise and just,
even though he's like quite a bit shorter than you get the feeling like he's looking down his nose at you. You're not really sure how that works, but he has this sense about him that he is the most important person in any room, especially this one.
See, that's fun to know because a character trait I decided on.
Well, wait, are you the most important right now?
No, I basically take offense to that, but that's we're not gonna worry about it right now.
But good to know.
We're gonna go get that chest.
All right, so you head over and you're gonna help Danner pick up the chest.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely for a halfling, you can see that it would be unwieldy. It's a little large, but even as you take one side and Danner takes the other, it is awkwardly hefty. And you kind of scoot it off to the side. Thank you. Almost to the end here. To my friend and dearest Nez, I bequeath the caretaking of the Academy of Magizoology as headmistress. And there's like a small release of air in the room for some reason, almost like maybe this wasn't for certain, but a lot of people just are like, whoo, yay, good, okay. And Nez steps forward and there's like this little key that is waiting on the desk for her, and she takes it and puts it around her neck, and you notice that Zivabeg is just kind of glaring at her. And to Zivabeg, I offer you the chance to return to the school that you have long sought as a teacher. And Isa actually kind of looks up and looks around the room for a moment. It's what it says. With room set aside for you and accommodations and a standard paycheck. And that's the end. And she gets up and she starts like pushing all the papers together. And what do you do?
So I stare daggers at Zivabeg for a second. Clearly Kevin knows that he must be the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, because that's what every bad guy does when they come into the school. So that's obviously what's going on here. But I'll go up. I'll congratulate Nez.
Okay.
On her new position, and then I will return to my friends.
As you're glaring daggers at Zivabeg, he actually kind of turns and looks at you and glares them back at you. It's almost like he's more irritated at you than at Nez for some reason.
That's okay. I let him be.
Okay.
That was an excellent song, Sidwell. Very beautiful. It roused my spirit.
Oh, thanks. I'm sensing a lot of tension in this room. What's going on?
Well, that one there, he was... now, Jeremy, was he expelled from the school? Did he leave the school? How exactly was the finding?
You are actually not sure. It was around graduation.
Uh-huh.
Zivabeg did not attend the graduation ceremony, so you're not actually sure if he was allowed to graduate or not. And there was just a lot of rumor flying around back then. You're not really sure what the truth was.
So yeah, he left the school right before graduation. He's up to some pretty shady stuff. I mean, look at the way the guy's dressed. I mean,
whoa, that's dressed just like you, though.
Well, I mean, I'm not dressed like that. Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm dressed like the forest. You know, the spirit of nature walks with me. I mean, what is he walking with? Some sort of strange demon? I mean, you know, no offense, Relic. I mean, your tattoos, they look pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, but.
So Relic, what are you up to at this point?
In terms of?
So there's just kind of this like somewhat mingling sense of action going on where people are, just kind of saying their farewells or making a little bit of small talk as the reader of the will is getting ready to leave, and a lot of people are talking to Nez, congratulating her. Looks like Danner is speaking with Nez, and Sidwell is over there. What are you doing?
Mindlessly just looking around the surroundings. Just
what's your passive perception?
That is it supposed to be 15?
15. Cool. I'll come back to you in just a sec. What is Shivali doing?
Yeah, so Shivali is new to this whole will reading situation in an academy setting. I imagine she saw it in a different phrase, but she's kind of the kid in a candy store, just quietly observing with sparkling eyes of, ooh, this is what a school like this looks like. And my goodness, these people look so serious and official. And gosh, my friend Danner went to school here. How cool is that? And just kind of taking it all in.
Okay. So as you're kind of taking it all in, you look over, and one thing I forgot, but I'm going to go ahead and show you now. Over the fireplace has been placed a large painting of this lion-faced woman. She has a large mane of kind of reddish auburn hair, and you're guessing that is this Kohaku that everyone's talking about. So you're kind of looking at that, and Relic, with your 15,
my passive is 18.
With your passive of 18, all of a sudden you realize that kind of creepy little gnome is standing very nearby, and he's doing something with some kind of object that you can't quite see because he has it kind of tucked into his hands.
Stealth check to just get up behind of him.
Sure, go ahead and roll me a stealth. All right. So as you get up behind him, like, you see this tension set into him all of a sudden, and he whirls around and glares at you. What do you want?
So I talk to him how you shouldn't talk to short people, and I get right down to eye level. Like, I squat down just to get to eye level. It seems like you are doing something, so I just wanted to see what it was.
It's just none of your business.
But you said he was close by to everybody, right?
Yeah, he's definitely moved closer to everyone, whereas for a while there he was standing by himself.
It may not be none of my business, but you're awfully close to my friends, and you are creepy dude. So
you're one to talk being friends with them.
I glance over to Danner and Issa and Nez. I'm sorry, Nez. I'm like, what is so wrong with being friends with them?
It is not fair. And then he turns and looks at you, Danner. It is not fair. It was supposed to be mine.
Oh, I see.
Starts walking towards you.
I see what's towards me.
No, towards Danner.
Oh, hey! The conversation is not over. I see. So tell Relic your troubles. That always helps me out when I'm feeling.
Get off me!
Down.
The book was supposed to be mine. And he pulls what looks like this very strange wand, almost like as though a dagger had been melted down and stretched out with all these breaks and serrated holes in it. And he points it.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if he points it at Danner, I'm gonna hit him. Okay. As soon as it goes in that direction, and just hit him.
Go ahead and make your attack, because I feel like it's going to be difficult for you to tell for sure. He's going in that direction. As he swings the wand in that direction, what is your attack roll? A 13.
I'm just rolling.
So, are you striking with your fist?
Yeah, it was good. I didn't have anything out, just open arm, just.
So there's this weird.
Just a quick chop. It's like, oh,
spark. There's this weird sparking of energy as your knuckles meet this resistance, maybe a fraction of an inch away from his back, almost like he's surrounded by something, and these sparks go flying. You do connect, but it's almost like something blocked you. And he utters this word, which you actually understand, relic. He says, open in Infernal. And he points it at the chest, not at Danner.
ooh.
And suddenly the lid of the chest violently throws itself open so fast that it like knocks the chest over, and spilling out from it is this very large book. There's this soft pulsing blue light from a gem embedded in its front cover as it comes skidding to a halt. As everyone's kind of shocked looking at it, what do you do?
Me?
Everyone.
Oh.
Well, good.
You
that
are
chest was
closest.
locked, so thanks. Who is the book closest to?
So it's kind of skidded out away from you and away from Sid and away from Relic,
Which
but it's
one?
kind of over by Shivali.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's my friends. I kind of want to make sure I'm the first one to get it if one of them isn't.
Okay.
I'm heading for the book.
All right, so you headed for it. No, you stay away. And he starts kind of running towards you.
Can I
Relic,
grab him?
it takes you a moment to realize that he's trying to run because he's like just like buried in like all this cloth, and he's very short, and you're like, oh, you're running.
Two strides. Can I take just two strides and grab him?
Sure. Go ahead and do another. Let's do a grapple check, and so you'll do an athletics against his acrobatics.
I'm just wow.
The two of you just kind of like fight for a second there, but he ends up being just a little too slippery for you, and he gets out. Danner, what are you doing?
As he starts coming towards me, I'm going to actually pull my mace out. Don't make me have to use this. This isn't the place for this, but... And I'm going to step between him and Shivali so she can get the book.
Gotcha. And Sidwell, what are you up to?
Yeah, I join in Danny and be like, whoa, man, like, relax. This is definitely not the place for this. This is a funeral, I think, or a will reading. I don't know. But I know that this isn't the vibe.
And then to add to that, Shivali just says, is this what your friend would have wanted?
Nice. Do you want to do like a persuasion check?
I actually was thinking more intimidation. Just
Intimidation,
like
sure.
Yeah.
stiff, brutal, like knock it out, kid.
Gotcha.
I love that.
All right, let's see.
Not bad. There is a break in Zivabeg's stride for a moment there, as his eyes kind of widen as he realizes like you're much bigger than he is, and he reaches into his into the first layer of his robes, and he pulls out what looks like just this little burnt stick. And in fact, as he does, Relic, you and Dan are probably closest. There's almost like this waft of sulfur that comes out of his robes with the stick, and it just kind of stings your nostrils. And he continues to advance on Shivali.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to mess with him then. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to try to stop him. So I'm going to cast I'm going to cast Thorn Whip
Okay.
and try to just kind of stop him where he's at.
So similar to what you
Chat.
saw, there is a shower of sparks that just erupts off of his form, just a fraction of an inch away from his skin and his robes, as the thorn whip just bounces off, and he glances over at you and just sneers. Why she would leave it to you, I don't know.
I don't know either, but you know what? I think you've worn out your welcome. So why don't you just leave? Or if you want, me and my friends could take this outside with you. I mean,
He stops and he looks around. And not only are the four of you surrounding him, but I mean, there are teachers here that you know are of at least some level of power, magically inclined. He just stops for a moment. Fine. He seems to relax.
Yeah, so I guess in that moment, I'll pick up the book, I assume.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I assumed you had grabbed it.
Oh, okay.
you
I
had it
didn't know
over
if
and
we
you
had
were
done that
holding it.
already. I have
Yes.
the book.
Okay. What are you going to do with it?
I guess I just gently presented to Danner, like, Danner?
it's okay. You can hold on to that. I don't want it any closer to this guy.
Fair enough. And I
And
guess,
Sorry,
yeah,
go
no,
ahead.
that's good. That's good. No.
I was going to say, as Chevalier, kind of presents it to you, it strikes you. It seems really familiar. It like tickles a memory of when you were in school. Like Kohoku had a book much like this. In fact, almost identically like this. But wow, this one is so much like thicker. There's just so many pages to it. The other one was, maybe 50 pages. And it was where she recorded like details about the creatures that she found and, put sketches of them. And it was really her textbook. It was what she taught from.
Okay. So I'll look to this nice guy. I'll look nice guy being a very loose term, of course. I'll look to Zivabeg and I'll say, I don't want to catch you around here anymore. My friends and I are going to leave, and I'm going to turn to Nez. I apologize for his being rude. Apparently, somebody who lives in the forest can remember how to be civilized, but you can't. That's okay, I guess. So, yeah, let's go, everybody. And then I'm going to actually lean in real close to Zivabeg, and I'm going to kind of motion towards Sidwell.
Okay.
This kid here can, I'm talking like 2 seconds, kill you. So don't come after us, okay?
As you lean in and say that, and
He's the
you
brawn
say,
of the operation, all right?
You're kind of waiting for him to like respond or something, and you realize he is saying something. In fact, he's kind of been maybe whispering this whole time, and he just glances over at you, and his eyes have this like little bit of red light that spins around in them, and then he flings that stick forward, and it just bursts into smoke. But from that smoke, these claws reach out and try to grab for the book.
Guard the book!
Chevalier, why don't you make a dex saving throw?
Oh, all right. I'm actually okay at those. So
Oh,
no, not that time. Wait, I have the advantage. Can I use it? Should I use it? Feels like
you
I
should
do
totally.
Yeah,
I mean,
use
I'm
it,
using
yeah.
it.
we
we
it's
don't want
totally
that
up to
for.
you.
Use it,
I don't
use
want
it.
to tell you
Oh,
when to use your
God.
points.
That's much better.
So at
17,
first, it's
yeah.
just so awkward to try and move that book because it's so hefty. But you just manage to like whip it around, and you step out of the way, and you notice that this like clawing, grasping, smoky set of like almost weird hands goes soaring past you and hits the wall. And Zivabeg shrieks again. Just give it to me! If you if I can't have it, no one will. And he takes that dagger wand thing again, and he says, Relic, you hear him say, into nothing, in Infernal, and points it kind of at Shivali again. Is there anything you want to do?
How close am I to him?
You're still pretty much within striking distance of him.
Yeah, let's hit counter spell with a foot, I guess.
Right?
I'll attack, try to throw him
Sure.
off.
Okay, so while
advantage too
Relic,
if you want it.
are you you're trying to kick?
Yeah.
Okay, so Relic goes to kick, and you were right there as well. Danner, is there anything that you want to do?
I think I just instinctively, I just try to, get my mace ready and just move in to try to stop him from doing whatever.
Okay,
Just
so you had your
instinctively
mace
get
in
in the
your
way.
hand because you had drawn it as you
Yeah.
headed this over. So
Yeah.
is there anything you want to do in reaction to this?
I'll just attack him too.
Okay,
I mean,
go
I
ahead
didn't
and
really
make a
want to throw
roll.
down in the middle of this will reading, but this guy's going to be a jerk. So
And standing off just a little bit, but still nearby, is Sidwell. Are you going to do anything?
Honestly, I feel like Sidwell's just kind of in shock about everything that's kind of happening. I think he's just gonna kind of see how this plays out.
Okay.
I'm gonna bide
All
his
right.
time.
So go ahead and your damage is actually already on there. All right.
18
So
to hit.
as your mace comes up and connects with his gut, Zivabeg kind of lets out this whoosh of air, and I keep wanting to call Relic Sid because it's your name and we have a Sidwell. I should have shot this down. So Relic, your foot connects to the wand, which wasn't really where you were aiming, but he's like bent over now, and so it like moves the wand, and the light, or rather this like streak of unlight, this like tear through the vision that you have, streaks out and hits the book, and that blue gem that's on it flares with this blinding blue light. Why doesn't everybody make a con saving throw? And you hear this shattering noise. 12 and 16 and 10 and let's see, who don't I have?
Yeah, 212, 16.
Oh, 212. Yep. Okay. So Relic, the flash blinds you. Now we've talked about this out of the game, so you know what that means, but the flash blinds you for a moment and your eyes, kind of start watering. Everyone else, there's just this like kind of weird after imaging going on. You have some tracers going on, but you see the book crash to the ground and flip open, and this weird blue light begins to kind of seep out of it, almost like liquid. Like it's light, but it also flows almost like ink spilled onto the ground. And as it gets further away from the book, it begins to almost like evaporate and turn into this smoke that grows and kind of begins to float up and take shapes. And everyone's just like looking around, unsure what to do.
Everybody
Shivali,
outside, get out of here.
Shivali, you're the closest to it. You notice that, like, as it hits the ground and opens, there is a picture of some kind of weird creature that looks like a seal, but it has like tentacles and a jaw coming out of its back. It's like really strange, and it just disappears from the page. And some of that blue ink just kind of rolls out of the page onto the floor and evaporates into this smoke and just seeps out through the windows and the cracks in the door. And is there anything you want to do while you're standing there?
God, so many things. Let's start with a good old fashioned The images are disappearing from the book. Should I get it?
It's smoke. How do you grab it? I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, the book. Should I get the book?
Yeah, get the book. Close it if you can.
How dare you strike me? Oh God, that hurt.
Stay down if you know what's good for you.
Okay.
Remember, I'll point towards Sidwell.
Who's
Yeah.
like,
Obviously.
should-
Sidwell,
oh, Sidwell, sorry. Are you pointing at Relic? Or
I'm pointing
kicking his
at
butt?
I'm pointing at Sidwell, our bard, who I said was like the brawn. He's our tough guy who could kill him in 2
Gotcha.
seconds.
Gotcha.
I'm reminding him.
obviously, because
This is why I shouldn't name people after or characters after people, because I'm like, yeah, I totally Relic. Uh-huh.
But yeah, I guess I was hoping maybe that I could try to grab the book,
Okay.
and once I have the book, I want to drink a potion.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
So you grab the book. So like as you grab it, you can tell that there's like a certain amount of force that is keeping it open. Like but it's not like all the time. It's almost like something's climbing out of the book. Is the sensation that you get. What's the potion you're drinking?
It's a potion of gaseous form.
Oh, nice. And so that turns anything that you are carrying
Yes.
into gas with you.
Yes, it
That's
does.
awesome. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so you grab it and you chug the potion. You become this kind of roiling, gaseous entity floating there. What else? Do you just stay there? Are you...
Well, I don't know if this is pushing it, but I was also maybe going to throw a smoke bomb on the ground right after that.
Why don't you do that before, and
There you
then
go.
you can...
I
Because
don't know.
otherwise
Kinda
it's
like
like
the drama,
smoke.
but no, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah. Like you throw some smoke, but it would just kind of be smoke at that point. Yeah. So you throw the smoke bomb and it billows up, really kind of distorting what everyone's seeing. So as you've done all that, we'll say, Relic, you get this like sensation that people are nearby you, obviously, but you can't see exactly what happens. And then where Shivali was, you just sense nothing. What do you do?
I don't know now. I'm not sure. I guess just try to get I'm gonna try to disarm Zivabeg
Okay.
so he doesn't cause any more harm or chaos to whatever we're trying to deal with right now with smoke and a disappearing Shivali.
Why don't you do an attack, and then if it's successful, I'll have him do a strength saving throw to hang on to his wand.
Jeez. Can I'll
You go to grab it, and you can tell he's kind of flailing around as he's trying to figure out what's going on. And you expect him to move this way, and then he just doesn't move that way. But next to him is Danner.
Mm.
What's Danner doing?
I'm going to take the mace. In my other hand, I gesture and gesticulate for a moment, and then I slap my hand against the side of the mace, and there is a wall of wind that erupts up out of the ground, making a barrier completely across the center of the room.
Okay.
It's going to try to blow the smoke and all the stuff, because I don't realize Shivali is a gaseous form right now.
Right.
It's going to blow the smoke and all the stuff that's coming out of the book away from everybody. And as
Okay.
I yell, "Get outside!"
Perfect. All right. So this wind erupts into the room. Sidwell, what are you doing? It's just chaos in here, and all of a sudden the bit of smoke and gas that was on your side is still kind of lingering, but that side of the room all of a sudden is just crystal clear as there's like smoke and stuff gets pushed out. What do you do?
I am rubbing my eyes. My eyes hurt. I'm coughing. I hear get outside, so I'm bolting for the door. I'm out of here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Perfect. What you do notice as that gas and this like kind of it's like the smoke gas and Chevalier's gaseous form is kind of a grayish smoke colored, and it all gets blown against the wall, but there's also this like evaporating blue ink that's just smooshed against the wall and then seems to like ooze its way through the like cracks in the wall and stonework and through the window or like the covering of the window and such. So it does clear out pretty quickly, and there's no Chevalier.
Chevalier? I yell as I'm running outside.
Yeah. Chevalier, you were outside. The rain stopped.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's good at least.
Such a wet day in my gaseous form.
I'm pretty sure you can see in your gaseous form, right?
Yeah, so I can see, I just can't talk or interact with people or things. So I guess in this situation, I'm going to scope out what seems to be a safe place for me in the book, because it seems like that's what Zibabeg is really after here.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to isolate myself in the book, but also position so that where people are coming out, I can try to look for my friends.
Okay. So as you're floating along and trying to, watch for them to come out, you notice that like these little bits of blue gas are starting to like become solid and like take on weird forms of creatures and things that once they are fully formed, they look around and then just start running off in different directions. Like there's weird things you've never seen before. And as Sidwell runs out first, the door comes crashing open. Sidwell leads this charge of students and teachers, and Nez comes running out. Issa comes running out. You do notice there is a fairly large form building on the other side of the group.
Okay. So gaseous form says I can't talk or manipulate objects.
Right.
Does that mean I couldn't mind link?
Oh, now that I think you can do. Do you need to do a somatic component for it?
I think because I'm Kalash Tar, I don't. I think that's
nice.
one of the. I think that's the random perk, if I remember right.
I would say yes, you can, because you're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I guess in this grand picture you painted, is my friend Sid within 50 feet of me?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, just Sid, in your mind, you hear Chevalier's voice. And as a bonus action, I grant you the ability to speak back with me. And
Nice.
I just say, I took a potion. I'm gas right now, and I have the book. But something is coming out, and there's something coming. Like I sense something away from you, but it doesn't seem good.
Great. What do we do? As I'm coughing and crying and full of smoke.
I wish I could help. I can't talk to anybody except this way, and I can't do anything. So whatever you do, it's without me.
Okay. I guess I run back inside and I go, Danner, Relic, let's go.
And Danner and Relic, are you also heading out, or are you staying in there with Zivabeg?
I'm standing there controlling the wind wall, keeping it in place. Zibabeg is on the other side of it, and so I'm just staring at him. So it's like he and I are like almost like mirror images on either side of the wind wall. And I'm like, what was in that book? Why did you do that?
Does he have to make a strength save to stay there?
He does, yeah.
I feel like that's a thing. Okay.
Yeah, he has to make a strength save, or he gets blown back against the wall. He's like, like pressed against the wall from the wind power.
We gotta go.
Oh, yeah. So he's actually mushed up against the wall as you're staring at him and you're yelling.
And the wind is so strong, he takes 16 points of bludgeoning damage too.
Okay. You do notice that he's like looking around and he reaches into his robes and he kind of flicks something at the window. Relic, what are you doing?
I was gonna just grab Danner.
Okay.
And just head towards Sidwell.
Okay. So about the time that Sidwell, you start coming back, Relic is dragging your halfling friend that direction. But you don't need to stay there for the wall to stay there. Is that correct? You just need to maintain concentration?
I believe it's going to stay there. Let me double check to be sure.
It's time to go.
I thought I clicked it for the chat. Oh, there it is. I had the wrong button. Yeah, it is going to be concentration for up to a minute. Yeah, so I can walk away.
All right. So you're kind of glaring at him as he gets out of sight and you're dragged out the door. You do hear a crashing noise about the time you exit the building. And you actually can see this, Shivali, as the outside shutters go crashing open, and you see like a hand flop out, and then another one, and then you can see this beard just like, and then the gnome hauls himself up and just gets shot out the window, and he lands on the ground rolling.
That's not good.
Are we the last ones out? Is everybody, all the students?
Yeah, everyone else was out ahead of you. You were just kind of keeping Zivabeg there. What? So Sidwell, that has been resolved. They're coming out. Is there anything else you wanted to do or tell them?
Oh, Shivali is made of smoke, I guess, and has the book, and she can talk to me psychically. Just so you guys know. I don't know where she is.
At this point, how long have we been together?
Right. Have you done this before?
I would think so, yeah. Like Sid and I have. Whether or not you two have been around to see us doing this is a different matter.
Yeah.
You've turned into smoke before.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, that was probably new because.
Well, no, yeah, that's rare. The throwing the smoke down, that's not new, but becoming smoke is different.
Yeah.
The two of you is always something.
Yeah.
I think we should go. I don't know where, but
Away.
Shivali, where do we go? Well, you let us know where to go, and we'll meet you there.
Well.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't specify where in this world I was, but I will tell you where I am, and we can meet there.
Danner, as you're looking around, the kind of grayish light, again, it stopped raining, everyone, so you come out and you're not getting drenched, but the grayish light of the day gives way to this beautiful golden light. It just looks like really, really nice. Although after a couple of moments, you realize there's no heat from it. There's still that chill in the air. You still have that like post-rain funk in the air. And Relic, with your passive, at this point you've like cleared the blindness from your eyes, like you've blinked it away. You still get some tracers every so often, but there's something glowing up above you.
Immediately look up Shivali. Is that
and you look up and there's this thing in the air. It takes a moment for your brain to really kind of wrap around what you think you're seeing, because what you think you're seeing is maybe like some kind of polyhedron or some kind of structure that's just emitting this radiant golden light. But like out of many of the faces, not all of them, and in between these things, I'll explain some more, but like from a lot of those faces, you see arms, man, they really look like arms or something, and they're just like kind of grasping the air as the thing slowly rotates in the air above you. And it's a good ways above you, but it's definitely what's emitting this golden light. It's not the sun, and you can barely make out these little inscriptions on the polyhedron faces that don't have arms growing out of them. And it just slowly starts like drifting off over the city.
Dana, what is that?
And I think right as that happens, Shivali's gonna say to Sid, by the way, I think stuff is leaking out of the book.
Chevalier thinks things are leaking out of the book.
Well,
And that, I'm not sure if that's our responsibility or not.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely something I've not seen before. That's not natural, whatever that is.
That's not natural.
That's not good. Somebody called the constable. Zivabeg's inside. My wind wall won't hold him forever, so let's get him under arrest for causing problems.
Okay. Is the constable in this town? I've never.
Go, Nez, get a constable. I motion for him to go. Get out of here.
Shivali, it's about this time that you notice that shape that was kind of taking form is beginning to solidify. And it's big. It's much bigger than the group combined. And it slowly unfurls its massive wings and its long kind of serpentine body, and a long reptilian neck unfolds, and these horns raise up. And you've heard tales about dragons. I'm not sure if you've seen dragons. You totally let me know. But you've definitely like read about dragons, and you've like heard legends and everything. And so there's the moment of like, you know, I should have asked before we streamed if I can swear. There's a moment of what the heck, as its very human-looking face opens its eyes and looks down on everyone. And then it begins to flap its wings. Let's see. I believe everyone except for Shivali to make strength saving throws.
Oh, boy. I like my 21 I just rolled.
Nice. Yeah.
I got a 4.
Oh no, advantage?
You don't need to make one because you're actually not close enough to it. But, or were you saying advantage to Andrew?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
It
you
too.
have one, Sid. Well, the chat
You
was
do
so
have-
nice to give you one if you want it.
I'll take the 4. That's fine.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So Sid will just like goes tumbling forward. You'll end up being prone at the end of your tumble. And several of the
lost one.
students and a couple of the teachers also. And you see papers just go flying everywhere as Issa goes tumbling away from the group. But Relic and Danner, you're able to withstand this like sudden gust from behind you. And you look back and there's this massive green reptilian draconic form that's lifting off and just kind of like looking around. Like, if anything, you would say that the look on its unnervingly human face is confusion.
In Draconic, Danner wants to yell up, "Hey, where the heck are you going, man?"
It doesn't respond.
Not a dragon, I guess.
Also in Draconic, Relic looks up and yells, "Why do you have a human face?
Yeah, that's
Nice.
pretty weird. I noticed that too. Yeah.
Why is it not a dragon's face or some sort of lizard?"
It doesn't respond, but it does kind of look down at both of you. And then its eyes look around and it begins to like aim itself so that like not quite hovering, it's more like it's lifting off, and then it leans forward and just dives over all of you. Shivali, as you see it diving towards you, it veers off to your right and you hear this shrieking noise, and you remember, oh, right, Zivabeg was over here, and you glance over just as this thing is like running into Zivabeg, and it doesn't even slow it down. It just like keeps going, but the only thing left behind is that wand laying on the ground as you hear this shrieking just fade away as we'll call it a dragon for now, as the strange dragon flies away.
It took Zivabeg?
It did.
Oh.
Whether it was intentional or not, you couldn't quite tell. It was more like it veered around the corner and just ran into him. But
Right. Okay.
Zivabeg is definitely gone.
Yeah. So to my friend Sidwell, for good or for ill, Zivabeg is with the dragon creature now.
That's great. That's fine.
Just another
Just
day
laying
for
on the
us.
ground.
God, first the inspired and now this. We can't get a break.
Danner just looks at Relic and just shakes his head. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a long day.
Aren't they all?
Right. Is everybody else okay?
And as you're looking around, it's about this time that all of you would notice that there's just this like patch of fog or gas that's just like hanging out. It's not going anywhere. It's not blowing with any of the breeze.
Does it smell like anything?
Shivali, do you smell like anything?
I
Like-
guess it doesn't say what guess I am. So I'm
Right.
gonna, knowing her personality, if she had a choice, it's odorless.
No, you don't smell anything other than there are definitely like some weird scents. If
Yeah, Danner's right next to it. Just
I passed my hand through it. Shivali, is that you?
tickles a little.
And
I
just
thought
said,
you-
well, yeah, you just hear, this is weird.
Yeah, that's her for sure.
oh, sorry there. Nothing weird. Sorry about that.
Usually a second or third date kind of thing.
And Sidwell, as you're like standing there, essentially acting as the translator for the gaseous form of Shivali for the rest of everyone, you notice that bladed wand is laying on the ground, and this patch of ink rolls towards it and becomes smoke, like this kind of bright blue smoke. And it solidifies into what you swear is a possum. It looks like a possum. And it kind of like it gets up and it stretches and looks over at you. And it looks down and it grabs it and it pulls open a pouch on its belly and stuffs the wand inside of it and scampers away.
Oh, hey, wait a minute there, little buddy. I'm gonna try to talk to animals.
I was gonna ask if you were just gonna let that just walk away.
So Sidwell's actually the only one who saw that.
Oh, okay.
Did anybody else see that? That possum just took the dagger and ran away. I start chasing after it.
As you see that, you definitely, like, as Sidwell points it out, you can see the furry butt of the possum running away from you.
Is it on
And
two
about
legs?
this time, I think we're gonna go on a quick break.
Ooh.
I say that questioningly just to make sure someone is here to take us on our break.
Yeah, he's here. He's partying.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. All right. So as this furry bottom is scurrying away from you, what are you doing?
I cast Animal Friendship on him.
Okay.
Yes.
I like it. I like
Does
it.
it get a save of some kind?
A Wisdom 14. It's a Wisdom saving throw.
Sorry for the wait there. I had to double check something. It stops all of a sudden and it kind of sniffs the air. What do you do?
Hey, buddy. How's it going? Oh, 1 second. And I cast Speak with Animals.
As it's like kind of hissing and chittering, it starts talking.
Oh, look at that shiny thing that you've got right there. I'd like to have it.
Absolutely. I don't know. I take out like a silver coin, I guess.
Huh.
What's your
Eyes
name,
get
little
real
guy?
big and it kind of scuttles forward to you and it stands up on those legs and kind of hobbles. It's not really bipedal, but it's trying and it reaches its little claws up. Take
Absolutely.
the coin.
Absolutely. What's your name?
Stuffs it down in its pouch. More?
More? Is that your name? What should we call you? What do you want to be called?
Oh,
It runs over, climbs up Relic's leg. Relic, are you doing anything about it or is that all right?
Oh, hey, hello.
All of a sudden it climbs up your leg, goes up your back, sits on your shoulder, lifts up your hat, puts it on its head. So now it's kind of like sitting lopsided on your head.
So what? When he lifts up the hat, everyone sees Relic's my horns. They're cut straight across. And so he's sitting on my head.
He's sitting on your shoulder and he's
Oh.
got like the hat sitting on his head.
Mm-hmm,
And he's kind of trying to work it off of your head.
mm-hmm.
You see him reach down and pull that little pouch open, and the brim of the hat sits into it, and he's like trying to like stuff it in there.
So I take out, I guess what, some hardtack, some jerky, and
Yeah.
say, hey, I don't think that the hat can fit into your pouch, but you can have this instead. Okay. So how about this? And as you can see from my hero forward mini, Relic wears beads around both wrists and neck. So I just pluck one off. I'll fix this later. Would you like this? There you go.
He just lets go of the hat, grabs it.
Yes. Let's put this back here. I'll fix his hat.
Disappears into its pouch. He runs down your leg.
Sidwill, ask it about the wand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Such a fascinating creature.
it took the wand and put it in its pouch. I noticed that you have a wand. Do you want to trade it for something?
One.
I don't know how to
Raid.
communicate with this animal.
Danner's watching this entire interaction. He's very amused. He's impressed, actually. He's never seen Sidwell do this or Relic do this either. So this has been a weird day, but he's really excited about it. So he's actually going to cast Speak with Animals himself.
Okay.
And then he's going to step forward. So he gestures and says something. And he says, hey, so, hi, my name is Danner, and I'm a cleric of nature. So don't be afraid. We're all friends. I see you're talking to my friend Sidwell. He's the brains of the operation, see? And what I want you to do is You found something back there? We really need it.
Like pushes its hands against its belly.
Yeah, you don't want that thing. It's really weird and gross looking. Why don't you just give it back to us, please?
You notice one foot like extends out and he slides over one step, and then his foot extends out and he slides over one step, just slowly working his way away from you.
While this is happening, I said, I have an idea, something that may work. So I pull out a pouch of coins of varying whatevers and say, hey, you give everything that you have in pouch and you can have this.
As soon as like you say that and there's like a jingle of the coins, it stops, looks around at you.
He'll give you
Runs
everything
over.
in that pouch for that weird stick thing, that metal stick you found back there, that shiny stick thing. You don't want that anyway.
All of them?
Poke your pouch and be really uncomfortable.
Me see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll take the bag and I'll open it. And I'll...
there's just marbles.
What's that?
Marbles.
It's marbles. How many marbles are in there?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna let you know. How do you?
Is it more than? Oh, nice.
It's
Okay.
12 marbles.
So the dozen marbles inside glimmer in the fading golden light of whatever the hell that was that
that we're
floated away.
completely ignoring.
Right?
To focus
You're
on
like,
this possum.
whatever the hell that was, let's look at the cute possum instead. Because it isn't going to eat us. It
You
just
don't know
like
that.
its eyes go wide and it reaches in and starts just pulling out everything that it's put in there so far, and then grabs the bag of marbles and just dumps all of them into its pouch.
I think it likes you better, Sidwell. Maybe you ought to try to go get that wand from it.
So the wand's laying on the ground.
Yeah,
So
I
it
just
pulled
gave
the
him all
wand
the
out.
marbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walk very slowly and gingerly towards the wand and try to pick it up.
You do pick it up. There's a coldness to it that's really uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt you.
So
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you handing that over to us. That was really nice of you. So thank you.
I got a great deal.
You did.
And he,
You
like-
did. Yeah, you did.
And falls down onto all fours and runs off.
damn it.
Oh,
Be
come
our
back.
friend. Come back. And I pull out one more marble.
Well, Sidwell, you're going to have to be the one to charm it, maybe.
Come back.
I can tell what kind of spell you cast. I can't cast that myself, but I saw what you did back there, so you might be able to get it to come back.
I mean, I think it's still in effect if you want to, like, you don't really get to command it, but you could try to convince it to stay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get him to
Trust
come
your
back.
powers of persuasion, Mr. Bard.
I run
what
after him, absolutely, and be like, hey, come back. I was just, I'd love to get to know you more. You just came out of nowhere and I want to know more about you.
Stops, kind of eyes you.
My name is Sidwell.
Name.
That other nice person's name was Danner. The person's hat you tried to take was Relic.
And this is Shivali, I say, pointing to the gaseous.
The smoke.
Pay no attention to the cloud of smoke.
How long does that last?
1 hour unless I choose to end it.
That is insane.
And you never know. Shelly, go ahead and make a perception check. And from here on out, why don't you all tell me what you rolled rather than me just looking and going with it?
So who had to make that? Was that Shivali had to make the check?
Yeah. While Chevalier's making that... oh, wait, maybe we'll have
Sorry. I
No,
was
no.
actually writing you a message. What was I
perfect.
supposed to do?
Secret
Can you
ninja
make a
notes.
perception check for
Perception.
me?
Yes, I would love to do that for you in a timely manner. Oh god. I rolled a fabulous 5.
A 5. Okay, yeah. So you're just kind of hanging out. Let me check this message
wait.
real quick.
Make sure you send it to just him, unless it's not
Oh,
Ninja.
no, I'm good. Oh, sorry. You want? Okay, sorry. I was trying to make sure I didn't actually roll an out.
I don't know where this message is. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay.
I just sent.
Oh, okay. I see. So you would have to, when you get there, become not smoke.
Yep.
Okay. So as you're introducing Shivali, it begins the cloud formation begins to hover forward towards it, and it's like, why don't you make a dex save?
Okay.
Nice.
Ooh, 19.
All of a sudden, the cloud shape solidifies like instantaneously into Shivali, who has the open book, and scoops up the possum in, or rather onto it, and it's like standing on the book, and it looks a little surprised. What do you do?
I guess at this moment I want to look at it, and does it look inky or weird? Because
It
I'm
doesn't.
thinking it doesn't. Oh gosh.
We do this at all the parties. You're totally safe right now. Don't be afraid of us.
Dana,
Molly, what are you doing? What's going on here?
make me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save? Cool, I'm good at those.
I
11.
mean, could be better.
Yeah, that's a pretty low roll, actually. I had a
Right.
+6 on that. So
with your 11, there's this thought that comes into your mind as you're seeing this happen, and you're like transported back in your memory, not literally, but like this flashback occurs where you remember Kohaku showing you Kohaku. Oh, I forgot her name. You remember her showing you the book before, and like a lot of the times she would have it when teaching class, but it wasn't really something that a lot of the students got to really get hands-on with. And she really seemed to trust you, and there was like a lot of time that you two spent as far as going through it and everything. And you remember how enchanting it was to read the book, because like the pictures seem so lifelike and so realistic. And you remember her talking about some kind of procedure that she did to capture their images so realistically, and it had to do with like some little device that used to hang like from a chain on the book, but it's definitely not on the book right now. But smushing the possum in the book probably isn't going to get, I guess it depends on the result you're looking for, but it isn't going to get the result that you think it might.
Well, I guess my thought was I have it on the book now, so I was gonna more so go for like a go back to whence you came.
Totally. And so you say that, and it looks at you, and it turns around and hops off and runs away. Damn it!
Where's the shot? Where's the shot?
Get the possum.
So at that moment, I just snap the book shut, and I'm like, well, it came from here. I think it needs to go back.
Is it gone? Like gone? Is it away?
You don't see it. It ran through like the crowd of people who stand there, and every so often, like as it ran, you heard somebody be like, "Oh, what was that?" And then they're kind of watching it run off through a small field that's nearby.
And I just hold up the empty pouch I had and say, "Well, I've officially lost all of my muggles.
Oh,
Yeah.
We can get them back.
I smell the beginnings of a quest, everybody. For marbles.
Absolutely.
about this time, you see as the people that were coming out with you earlier have kind of calmed down, and Nez walks over to you and she's like, well, I am very glad to hear that, because having these creatures apparently running around the town is probably not safe for, well, either the creatures or us.
Well, although Zivabeg set them loose, we can go around and find them. I mean, I think we got to catch them all. I mean, right?
Our heart's so true.
I think
There
you've
we
got
go.
to. I think you've got to, for sure.
Yeah. Oh. I remember that my previous teacher, Kohaku, she had a talisman of sort, a gem, something to hang on a chain. And I tell them about the thing that you had mentioned to me in my flashback about how that's how we can capture them again. So if we perhaps can find the talisman known as a pocket gem, we might be able to capture them all, I think. Maybe bring them back.
Oh, yeah. Was that supposed to be with the book? Oh, we found it just laying on its own one day, and we put it in the sorry, my brain just turned off. The Hall of Acquisitions.
Well, perfect. Well, we can go there and get it. I mean, right, gang?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure, I guess.
And you should have this, and I offer you the book.
Danner will very somberly take the book.
Mhm.
And he looks at it. He knows, how important this is. And are you back to normal now, or are you still gaseous?
Yeah, I'm no longer gaseous. I'm here.
As you hand the book over, you're kind of extending it out, and as you take it, Danner,
Mm-hmm.
both of you realize that it's much thinner than it was. Not like necessarily visibly, but there's a heft to it that isn't there. Almost like it's missing something.
And I guess in this exchange, I'll kind of detail what I saw throughout the whole getting the book process, how it leaked out of it. It was blue. It turned into different shapes and sizes, and things just kind of scattered into the woods. But it was so chaotic with everything else, didn't have time to tell you.
That's how the possum came to be.
Have any of the three of you heard of anything like this in your travels? Any sort of magics like this?
Nope, new to me.
Unless Jeremy thinks my spirit knows something I don't.
What's your roll a history check for me? Excuse me. Thanks for reminding me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a
nice.
23.
So you're like, no, wait a minute. That does sound familiar. Not quite the same, but where you come from, it's been known to. There was a technology that was known to capture images, quite lifelike images of really anything that the device was pointed at. This sounds very familiar, although less technological and more magical. But you do remember that there were people who didn't like the technology that was used. They were afraid it was stealing some part of their soul or something. It was weird. You're not sure.
Yeah, so I guess I share, Sinan, who I suppose Danner and Relic, you may not know Sinan. Sinan I carry with me at all times. This is my quarry spirit. And Sinan seems to think that this is a magical version of something that Sinan has seen before. Perhaps some picture-taking device, like a memory captured in time, but they were worried it would do something to the soul or something. was abandoned for some sort.
It's pretty strange, yeah.
If you'd like to come this way, you can continue conversing. We'll just head towards the hall and get your poker gem.
I think that'll be best. Do you have any sort of other things in the Hall of Acquisitions that perhaps my companions could use? I mean, these two are bards of well-renown. Relic here is a master of the unarmed combat. Do they have maybe other things that we could have? Sort of
so
help
you know
us
the
on this
hall
quest?
the hall is kind of like a museum for the public, as far as showing off taxidermied versions of beasts that have been donated to the school for scientific and research purposes. There are also some like books and other research works and objects that have been stored there on either on display or for safekeeping, as far as magic zoology goes, but not so much like magic items or weapons or anything.
Okay. Good to know.
All right, so you
Yeah,
follow
I
her.
tried, guys. Sorry.
And she says, I mean, not much has changed since you were here. So I don't think that there are any things that would really help you in this endeavor. Although it is a quite strange endeavor. If I think of something, I'll let you know.
Have you seen anything like this before? And I pull out the wand.
Oh, that's interesting. No. She takes it, and like as she takes it, she kind of jerks a little bit from the cold, and then she holds it again. She's like, "Oh, that's unpleasant. I'll have to wash my hands after holding this. Gross. It's almost. It seems like maybe it was bone. Some kind of infernal bone sharpened down. I would not be on the receiving end of this," and she'll hand it back to you if you would like it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. All right, so she leads you into the hall. She opens the doors, and inside, Danner, you've been in here before, but there's a long hall that has many like display cases and shelves. It opens up into a larger chamber. All sorts of strange skeletons and taxidermy creatures, some normal ones. There's some chipmunks and squirrels, and there's a lion over there, but then there's like some small drakes, there's some like fish that are put onto placards on the wall, strange things, and
Don't move by those ones. They'll start singing. They're really weird.
Why did you have to warn them? So as you walk down, again, Danner, you've seen these before, but there are 6 what look like kind of like toy soldiers. They're very tall, about 6 feet tall, and they're made of metal, all of them. They have gears and metal tubing and different like clockworks that seem to slowly tick as they're standing there. You do know that these are a defense against the intrusion of unwanted presences here, but one of them steps forward and bows to the group and stands back up. "Oh, Lady Nez, it's so wonderful to see you. Is there anything that I can help you find?" "Oh, Baxter, it's always a pleasure. We're looking for that little amulet. Apparently it's called a poker gem. That we didn't know what it was for, and so we put it in here." "Oh, yes, I know which one you're looking for. Please come over." Stop giving them more advantage. Please come over here. He leads you down to it's kind of like this small set of drawers, like very tiny drawers that he opens up. And apparently the automaton knew exactly where to go, opens it up, pulls it out, and sure enough, there's this strange little, in fact, it almost looks like a gear in itself, or it has some kind of gear work on it. and holds it out to you.
Well, I think the time is right. We will we'll take this. There's no better team for this quest, everyone. So I will take the gem and then I will hand it to Shivali.
Okay.
I don't think that we should have the two items together unless we absolutely want to be sure about it. I mean, does that gel with you too? I'll say looking at the bards. I understand they have knowledge from distant lands, different lore that they pick up, so.
And knowing that this is a gift that was given to you from a friend that is now passed, I very solemnly and I gently place it in my pouch.
Mm-hmm.
I will protect it with honor.
Nice.
So this entire time, I've just been checking out the the toy soldiers. I'm just looking at them. When the party comes back from retrieving the Poke Gem, I'm just looking and saying, "Oh, these Metal Gears, they're solid."
Can
And
we
you notice
take one of these with us? I mean, it's pretty...
clockwork snake sneaks by you.
Snake.
Oh, solid.
Solid.
Is there a
Okay.
badger nearby?
So
And it crawls over and it hides under a cardboard box in the corner for some reason.
right. It's just like the cardboard box slides across the room and no one notices it. Anyway.
Did you guys see that cardboard box? It is really weird.
There's a ring sound when we look.
I'm taking away that advantage they bought for you. All of you.
So sad.
Nope. Bleak gave it to us. It is ours now.
All right. So from here, are you going to go in search of these things that have escaped?
Yeah, we gotta track him down for sure. Where do you think we should head first, everybody?
Wherever that possum went, that's where I went to search first.
Okay.
It kind of ran. So again, you're in kind of a walled area, and there was like a little field off outside of that it, hopped over and ran through. So you can either go hop over the wall or you can go out the gate and walk around. Totally up to you.
Well, I'm a pretty good climber, but I'm small. I don't know if I just want to hop over a gate. It's a nice way to twist an ankle, but what about the rest
We
of you?
could give you a boost.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
I could cast locate animals and see which way you went.
I like it.
Love it.
Let's do that.
What's the range on that?
5 miles.
Nice.
We're going
All
to travel
right.
across the land, searching far and wide.
So as you are heading out and Sidwell, you've cast the spell, and there's definitely a tug in the direction you saw it run off. Although maybe it's kind of veering off a little, that way. And so you follow it that direction. You end up like going into, like, you go through the field and you enter back into an alley that goes down into a small market. And you're looking around for, this possum looking creature. And across the way, you see what looks like a very small blonde boy who's sitting on like a barrel in a set of barrels. It's it's like not just sitting there by itself. There's like some boxes and crates in this barrel, and he's sitting there, and he's kind of like inching closer to this strange creature. Go ahead and make me a nature check if you are trained or proficient in it.
I'll make one.
Perfect.
That's 14.
Nice.
I got a 21.
Oh, yeah.
So even though you haven't seen this in the book yourself, Sidwell, Danner, you have seen this in the book before. there is a, certain rodentness to it, but it's definitely far removed from like any kind of rat or anything. It kind of, well, let's see if I can show you a picture. It's this gray creature.
That's cool looking.
Nice. And it has this dark gray fur with these kind of awkward stripes. They're not really like stripes around it or like tiger stripes, but just they're almost like racing stripes that go along the length of its body. And then it has a ringed tail. It's sitting on one of the crates nearby, and it looks like it's eating some kind of fruit that the boy has given to it. And the boy scoots a little closer, and you can kind of hear that the boy's talking, but very softly, so you can't make out what is being said. Now, with that 21, Sidwell, you first of all know this is a bilby, and also these are definitely not indigenous to this area. In fact, they come from like half the world away. So how a bilby got here, you have no idea. Wait. Yes, you do. You were pretty sure this came from the Tome.
I think that animal came from the Tome. It's a bilby. They're not native to this area or even this continent. It probably came from the book.
Is it dangerous?
No, I don't think so. But I'm not sure how we use the Pokegem to put it back in the book.
Do you remember anything, Danner?
Oh, I don't. Maybe we just throw it at it. I don't know. Maybe it'll somehow know what to do. No, there's probably a ritual, an incantation. I think I remember that my teacher had a certain way she did it. I was never part of that process, but there had to be a certain ritual or a saying that she had, I would assume.
Do you
know
think
anything
she
like
wrote
that?
it down?
Oh,
In
that's
the
a great point. Yeah, she may have. I'll start flipping through the book to see if there's anything like that.
Sure. As you're flipping through, you realize it's alphabetical.
Oh.
Which doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense considering like how did she add the pages later to it that magic.
Yeah.
And so you get to the page that you think it would be on, but it's blank.
The book's got nothing.
So in the meantime, we just need to catch it.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
So
all
while
right.
while this conversation has been going on, Sidwell, what have you been doing?
I've just been kind of watching it and seeing how it's interacting with the kid. The kid is just talking to it right now, or
Yeah, so during the conversation, the kid got closer and was like, kind of tossing it food. And by the end of the conversation, it was like close enough that it could hand it food. And so at this point, like they're sitting right next to each other, and the bilby's just like taking the fruit and eating it, and then it like reaches out, takes some more, eats it.
I walk up to the kid. I go, "Hey, how's it going? My name's Sidwell. It's a really cute pet you have there."
As you get closer, are you doing so quietly, or are you just heading over there?
Just walking.
Okay. You all do notice that Sidwell has head that direction. Are you following, or are you continuing to talk?
I think we should follow. We should all stay together, right?
I always follow my friends.
Split the party. Relic, are you going with as well?
Yes, but I wanna kind of circle around in a way to kind of cut it off.
Gotcha.
Nice.
And I'll
so
do quietly so they don't know I'm there, just in case it does bolt.
sure. Why don't you go ahead and roll a stealth check
I'll roll
for me? And while you're doing that, Sid, while you get there and you're like, "Hey, how's it going? It's a cute pet and everything," and they both immediately look up
19.
at you, and then the bilby scrambles backwards into the shadow of the building that's right there and vanishes.
Oh,
Mister, what did you do? I just got it to come to me. I mean, he's my best friend.
oh. I'm so sorry. I've never seen one of those
What'd
before.
you have to scare him away for?
I'm sorry. It wasn't my intention. I'm really, really sorry. I just wanted to learn more. What's its name?
He has a name. It's Crate.
Crate?
You notice he was like looking around, and there's barrels and crates.
Fair enough. How long have you had Crate?
Oh, I've had Crate for years.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah, he'll come back later when you're gone.
Oh, all right.
Oh, that's a neat guitar you have there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about our Lord and Savior, the Great Old One?
I don't know what that means.
Let me tell you all about him. And then I go into a full evangelist speech about the end of the world.
Not too long into this speech, the kid's like, "So I hear my mom calling. I should go."
Yeah, take a pamphlet, give it to your mom.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Come on,
Quid, before
Crate.
you go, what kind
Yeah.
of food were you feeding Crate there?
Oh, it's a pomegranate.
Oh, do you have any more? Could I have one?
I mean, I got it out of that crate.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Okay. All right. Bye.
I hope you find your mom.
That's why I never
Okay.
had kids.
Okay, you guys. Okay, bye.
He's just kind of like rocking on his heels.
Get out of here. Go. Find your mom.
Yeah, she's calling. I gotta go, but you all, you gotta go too, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna look for Crate.
Oh yeah, Crate's probably long gone. He's probably back at my house, so I'm gonna go there.
Oh, okay.
And
Do
he-
you think we could go with you?
Turns around. No, my mom doesn't like it when I bring home strangers.
Well, can I tell you something crazy?
What's crazy?
Crate came out of a magic book,
What?
and we can show you that magic book if you can just lead us to Crate.
Well, I mean, did he really?
I swear.
He
Was blue ink not hours ago.
What?
Yeah.
But he's a little fluffy thing now.
He's
Yeah,
had Crate for years. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know what
Right.
that is?
Right. Yeah, he's been Crate for years. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Hello,
But
Doggo.
do you know how that's possible? And then I lean in real conspiratorially, like,
Oh.
it's magic.
What?
Yeah, he's been your friend this whole time, even though he's been trapped in a book. But his book, and it's his home, and he really misses it in there. So if you can help us get
Oh.
him back into the book with his friends, he would so appreciate it.
Well, I don't want him to not be in his home. Well, he was hiding in that shadow earlier. He might still be there.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Wait, hang on.
Can you help us
And
get him out?
He like
Yeah.
pulls some of the pomegranate seeds out, and he like reaches out and he puts them on top of the barrel, and then he's like, "Come here."
Okay, everyone, come here. Come here.
I follow.
Come here.
I go over there too.
Okay, now pretend like you're not looking. No, don't pretend like you're not looking. And he like kicks Relic's chin.
When I'm there,
Did you follow?
I thought I circled around to try to catch him if he ran, but I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so if you circled around, you would have gotten there at some point.
Right, you're right.
You could have hung out a little ways away, though. Which would you prefer?
Yeah. I rolled a 19 on stealth, so I'll just skulk about.
Okay, totally. So he's not really paying attention to Relic, but the three of you are with him, and he's just kind of like, okay, well, don't look over there until he shows back up. I mean, you got to look sometimes, because otherwise you don't know when he shows up. But
I got
try
a
to
better
not
idea.
watch.
How about you do this? All right. Put your hands over your eyes like this, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Now
Hold
I
your
really
fingers.
can't see him.
Yep. Turn around. Face that way. Yep.
Wait, which way?
And I'm not gonna grab some strange kid, but I'm gonna kind of poke him with my mace so that he gets turned.
With a mace, is that better? I don't know.
I don't want to touch this kid. I don't know where he's been.
And while I'm turning him, I'm motioning for my allies to go over to the shadows, find that thing. I'm just gonna.
I don't know how to do that. I gesture back, but I guess turn towards the shadows, see if I see anything.
So you're gonna head that way. What about Sidwell?
I am fully covering my eyes, doing the same thing that the kid is doing.
Okay. So Shivali, make me a perception check.
Oh, okay. All right, it's an
Nice.
18. Yeah.
So you get over there, and where you saw it disappear, it's still just sitting there. It's just, it blends in so perfectly with the shadow that it's sitting in. It's almost invisible unless you're really paying attention.
And I guess I just want to look back at the group, maybe try to see if I see Relic. Like, I really don't know what to do here. I'm out of my depth with this kind of magic.
What's your passive?
My passive wisdom?
Yeah.
11.
Okay. You actually don't notice where Relic is. But the rest of the group is,
Shoot.
Sidwell standing over there with his eyes covered. And what's Danner doing?
Yeah, that's it. You two just stand right there, and I'm backing up. I'm pulling out the book,
Okay.
and I'm flipping back to that page, and I'm looking towards Chevalier, and I'm just nodding, and I'm looking around towards the shadows, trying to see if I can see it.
Can
if
I
I
make
do,
a
I'm going to
play
start
to grab
creeping towards it.
Can I make a play to grab it?
Oh,
You want to head over there and try and grab it?
Yeah.
Sure. So you have that 19th stealth. Go ahead and do a athletics check at advantage.
All right.
nice.
All right. Give
Mm,
me something good, baby. Yes. 21.
nice. So as your hands shoot out, all of a sudden, Chevalier, you're like, oh my God, how did Relic get here?
So what you see is that cardboard box just creeping.
The cardboard box
This box
flies
is
up.
actually a relic.
It's just creeping.
Oh, darn you, Solid
just-
Snake.
You see that just hands dart out from underneath, grab it, and just go back in.
And there's like, not even like a full squeak. You just hear, "Click."
Relic?
Yeah, he does this sometimes. Yeah. Don't ask
So
him
you're
about
trying
the
to talk
bathhouse.
about
It's pretty
gaseous
strange.
forms, and meanwhile we have arms coming out of the darkness.
Hey, Relic is a very tangled and labyrinthine man, okay? And I'm going to turn towards the box with the book, and I'm going to put the book down on the ground.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, Chevalier. And I'm motion for her to come near with the poker gem.
Haven't found it yet?
And I'm going to tap the box. On the count of 3, ready?
So now I'm
One.
behind them. I'm like, all right, I have him. I have the Bilby.
All right, 1, 2, and when I say 3, I'm going to slide the book forward, right, like beneath his
Oh, I'm
hands.
behind you guys now.
Oh,
I'm
so you're not in the box.
Not anymore.
Okay, well, that's all right. So I'm like, 1, 2,
Bilby.
3, and I slide it towards the box, and I'm like, then You don't come out of it. So I'm like, oh.
Danner, I have the bilby. What do I what do we do?
Yeah, so I'm going to spin around with the book. And I'm going to put the book up towards the bilby in his hands. Now, Shivali.
And then I say, I choose you, Crate. Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Maybe you
That
stab
didn't
it.
work.
Maybe
There's
you
like
stab
this
it. Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, go. And the bilby just kind of like hangs out. Its ears flick a little. Like once it realized you weren't going to eat it, it calmed down and is just like kind of releasing this soft purr against your chest.
Bad idea.
But it's not in the book, though, huh?
So no, I no longer want to put it in the book. Oh well, it seems like he's very attached to me. He's not going into the book, so I'll keep
And
him.
then
After a few moments, it begins to glow slightly, and little pieces of it kind of break off in almost like motes of light. And that purring fades away as it fully becomes these motes and floats through the frickin' Pokegem, sorry. And light repaints it on the page of the open book.
And as this is happening, I say, hey, kid, look.
What, did you find it? Oh, that's beautiful. Bye, Cray.
Yep, and I slap the book shut when it's done.
Man, he runs off.
That's why I never had kids.
So, anyone
Should've
trained in
let him look at
Arcana?
it.
Anyone trained in Arcana? Make me an Arcana check real quick.
Not I.
Not I, said I. Anyone?
I mean, I could just make a check. I'm not trained.
Yeah, I'm not good at it, but I could.
I
give it a
wasn't-
shot.
I wasn't
You
watching.
don't want me to do
I
it.
got a -1. So.
Right?
I've got a 4, so I don't know.
I got a nat
anything.
20.
Ooh, not
Oh,
20.
first one.
My
Nice.
tattoos glow. I know everything.
Right? You look down in that little part on your arm. It's all like, this is the time when you understand that the thing happens and you have to wait for just a few minutes, like while the Pokegem, like, pulls the essence into itself. So it's not like an action and it's done. It takes time.
So I read all of that off my arm, and then I look up. Well, that was never there before, so I'm not sure what's going on.
And at the end, it says, cool, bro, out.
It seems like I have a lot of reflections to do and learn more about myself and my past. So yeah.
Don't we all?
All right, so you have gathered the book, gathered the Pokegem, and figured out how to work everything. What would you like to do?
Well, could we maybe look through the book to see how many pages are blank? We can have
Sure.
an idea of how many monsters we have to capture.
Dozens. There are dozens of blank pages.
Oh boy. Well, we got maybe 1 or 2 left. I don't think it'll maybe take the rest of the day, but we should be okay, I think.
Should we go ask around to see if there's been weird creatures around town?
Well, we found this and we were looking for the possum. So do we want to keep following the possum?
Yeah, keep doing that.
Think maybe the possums just walking around towards the other one somehow. The things from the book somehow could find each other.
Shivali's kind of a point A to point B person. So she's like, we were doing something and it was interrupted. So is that what
Okay.
we're doing?
I like your
Yeah.
style, Shivali.
Yes.
Through it.
Point and shoot.
All right, so you hone in on the possum. It's over there now, kind of to the north. And so you follow the city streets and you get to the edge of the town, and up ahead of you is the Hollow Wild, which is a vast sprawling forest that the two of you, so Danner and Sidwell, you would know that it's called the Hollow Wild because there are so many vast caverns and tunnels and just like random sinkholes and stuff that are threading the land beneath the forest. You're pretty sure it went in there.
Great.
And you do notice, in fact, as you get out of town, and you notice things earlier, but it wasn't until you get to the edge of town to where they wouldn't make as much sense. You see every so often, like, there's a steel fork over there, and why are there just like random coins laying here?
I snatch those coins.
Okay. And you just
Buy
see
more
like little
marbles.
shiny bits every so often, almost like they've been dropped by somebody as they headed this way.
Any marbles?
You do find one marble. It seems a lot like those marbles that Relic gave the possum.
I'd like to get my marble back, please.
You can absolutely take your marble
Thank you.
back. All right. So as you head into the Hollow Wild,
Yeah, if that's okay with everybody else.
you are able to like follow the trail pretty unerringly because of Sidwell's magic, and you come to what looks like a large divot in the earth. The two of you again know it's called Hollow Wild Gorge, and it's essentially this, not quite as big as a valley, but it's a sinkhole of sorts, and it's honeycombed with caves. And somewhere down there is the possum.
It's down there
Great.
somewhere.
And Shivali wants to take out a bag of coins and start shaking them.
Okay.
Ting, 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 ting.
It definitely makes a jingling noise, but no possum appears.
Well, we'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way, I guess.
Okay, so you start climbing down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just gonna throw you on another map here so you can see what's going on. As I do so, you do start noticing that there are various signs of large webs that are strewn about. Not necessarily strange for a forest, but as you're getting further down into this ravine and following the pseudo paths that lead deeper, it's almost like these webs are larger than you would expect of just normal sized spiders that are making their homes here in the trees. Sorry, I'm trying to find your characters.
It's absolutely
There
not
you
terrifying at all.
No, it should be fine.
Yeah, and as we're passing through this, just any web that touches Shivali is just met with a very gross.
Nasty.
The hard part is deciding where you're really getting the sense of where the possum is, because it seems like it's, once you get to a certain level, it's almost like it's underneath you. And so you'll walk over it and then you'll walk back over it. So it's somewhere probably in the caves. Relic, do you hear voices?
Does anyone else hear that, or is this just me?
Hear
What do you hear?
Voices.
Now that he points it out, yeah, there's definitely like some talking going on. Oh, it's coming from that cave entrance right over there.
Can we understand what they're saying?
No, doesn't sound familiar.
Does it sound friendly, unfriendly? Are they having a party or a fight?
It doesn't sound angry. There's no shouting or anything. And sorry, Kevin, let me clarify. It's not clear enough for you to understand.
Oh, I see.
Not so much the language isn't understandable.
Okay. Is there a way for me to be able to tell what types of spiders specifically these are for these webs?
How about a nature check?
Okay. I'm gonna use my advantage to not get a 9 because I want to know what it is.
And you want to get the 20 instead?
Well, I probably should. That would be cheating.
I'll let you get the 20.
Okay, so I got a dirty 20.
There are various types of giant spiders that could have spun these, but most of them that you can recall with that 20 are much larger than you. In fact, looking at your friends, they're larger than any of your friends, and many of them are carnivorous.
Great. So the spiders here might try to eat us all. So heads up.
And after you say that, the next web Shivali pulls off is met with a great.
You do notice as you're looking at the cave that you're pretty sure the voices are coming out of. There are some webs that are kind of dangling from its entrance as well.
Have you ever met any talking spiders?
No, definitely not. Not me. I've heard that maybe there's been, I don't know, there was a tale one time of a druid who got stuck in a wild shape and he had to talk like that, but that was just the story. I hope.
Was this druid known to be, sort of a trickster? Because I've heard that story as well.
Oh, maybe it's the same one. It's a little bit before my time, so I don't really remember.
Understandable.
Sidwell, are you okay over there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine. This is great. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
Both bards are just in horror.
I lean over to Danner, which is like an extreme lean,
Right?
Right.
because
I'm half your height.
Relic is 6'2",
Yeah.
so it's just an over exaggerated lean. Like, I don't think Sidwell is fine right now. Just my observations, and then I creak all the way back up. So,
And while you were leaning, Shivali kind of gets into a sneaky stance and looks at Sidwell and says, I guess I want to see if I can learn more about what's going on over there. And I want to sneak over to that entrance.
Okay.
I was about to ask. Okay, cool.
Why don't you give me a stealth roll, please?
Oh,
All right.
so average, 11.
You head that direction. Relic watching, there's every so often you'll hear like a pebble get kicked or whatever, but for the most part, Shivali's pretty quiet. Shivali, as you near the entrance, can you tell me something? Do you have dark vision?
I think you should.
I can't remember. It should be on y'all. I can also check your sheet. You'll mind. I don't see dark vision. Okay. Inside is a very dark cave.
Okay.
You do hear voices coming from within. Sounds like at least 2, maybe 3. And you don't understand the language.
Okay. So mind linking to Sidwell, I say 3 voices. I don't know what language they're speaking, but I can't see.
Shivali hears 3 voices. It's really dark in there. I go on all fours and I start crawling towards Shivali.
Yeah.
Sneakily.
Are you crawling quietly?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth.
I want to head over there as well.
Okay. If you're being,
Here's our
if you're
Scooby-Doo
heading,
moment.
yeah, if you're heading there stealthily, we can do if everyone's heading there stealthily, we can do a group check, which
Oh,
might help.
boy. I'm sorry.
I got
Hunter.
a dirty
Nice
20.
and nice.
Oh,
Dirty
yes.
20 as well.
Jeez.
Is Danner heading quietly? Hooray for group checks. Nice. All right. So you managed to make it over there with your.
I got a 6, although
Yeah.
they all roll super high. So because I have disadvantage because of my armor. So
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
group
quiet.
checks, you made it because there was more higher ones than. It was great. You're great.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
On the way over, Relic, you noticed that Danner's about to like scrape his armor on a rock, and you just like put your hand in between and guide him around the rock. Excuse me. But you get to the cave mouth, and I think one of you does have dark vision. Am I correct?
Yeah,
do.
seeing in the dark. I think you're up, Relic.
So Relic, you're looking in there, and you can definitely see bones scattered around. There's dangling webs, and the cave goes back a good distance. How far is your dark vision?
60.
60. So you can't quite see the back of the cave.
Is it? Yeah, 60.
What would you like to do?
Relic, what do your... You're not an elf. What do your eyes see?
Um,
Tiefling's very skilled at seeing in the dark.
I see.
Thank you. I couldn't
I
remember what he was.
I see cave. This is what I see right now. I don't see anyone. I heard a few voices, but I suppose we have to venture in further. Oh, that's fun. So
You do notice that there's within sight. There's a stalagmite, tight.
Tights from the top.
Tights from the top.
Yeah.
Stalagmite. Off to your right, there's a slowly rising shelf of the stone off to your left. So there's like a ledge, fairly wide ledge, but you don't see anything that's talking.
I look up.
Look up, and there's a good amount of web up there, but nothing moving, and you don't notice any spiders or anything. There's a certain mustiness to the cave, almost like something has rotted away here long ago.
Do I get a sense of where the possum is?
Right now, it feels like it's behind you, but below you also.
Do you see anybody talking? Do you see anything around?
No, nothing. Stalagmite, shelf, not webs. Nothing of discernment.
Does it seem like there's somewhere where we could go down?
Like lower levels, or
Yeah.
not currently? I guess we have to move forward.
Well, I think we're gonna have to shed some light on the situation. Danner's gonna reach up to his armor. He's gonna pull off what looks like a leaf that's stuck to his armor, and as he pulls it off, he casts a spell, and it lights up with the light spell. So 20-foot radius of bright light, and then 20 more, semi-dim light after that. So the three of us can maybe see what's going on a little bit.
I'm gonna throw a light on you. Give me just a second. So it's 20 and 20, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's 20 of like bright, and then another 20 of like dim light or whatever you want to call it.
How's that?
That's a lot better than the black screen I had. So
Okay.
thank you.
So,
Dynamic lighting. Roll to that.
so when Darren does that, I get out of the light that's shown. So I want to stick to the darkness.
Okay. So you're gonna sneak in a little ahead of them.
Yeah. Just be out of the radius of the light.
All right. Go ahead and move yourself to where you'd like to go.
Let us go just in the corner. Yeah, this corner.
Okay. So Relic scoots off to the right of the cave entrance. What are the rest of you doing?
We ready? Troubadours?
I'll ever be.
Hey, buck up. You're going to be fine. You've had a busy day. You've seen a lot already. This is going to make a great story when you're done, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe a song, a dance number, maybe. I say, kind of elbowing Shivali.
And laughingly, I pat Sid on the shoulder and I say, "Hey, buddy, just keep swimming." And then I give you bardic inspiration.
Ah. So as you're kind of heading in, you hear this like kind of grumbling in the back that you realize their voices talking, and Shivali, you heard this earlier, but you also hear like crunching and chewing and maybe some slurping.
I don't think that's the raccoon, everybody. Possum. I don't think it's the possum, everybody. That was Kevin saying the wrong word.
So can we hear the voices better? Like, does anybody understand them? Okay. I'd like to cast Comprehend Languages then.
Sure.
Cool. So I, from my pouch, pull out a pinch of soot and some salt, and I sing a little jaunty tune as I toss it in the air, and now I can understand things.
Okay. So it goes from like, this is so tasty. I don't remember the last time that I had spider this good. And then like kind of in the same direction, but off to the right a little bit, you hear, yeah, I don't remember either. I don't really tend to eat spider, but it's quite tasty. I appreciate you letting me hang out with you.
I'm so glad they're not eating possum.
Do we know what language that is at all?
It doesn't, when you do comprehend,
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you what the language is. It just allows you to understand
No,
it.
I mean like just by hearing it.
It sounds quite different from any languages that any of you know. If it was similar, I would give you maybe it's that.
Yeah, so I guess I just generally relay what they're talking about to everybody.
Right, so should we...
Hi. Do you see that light? That's not the cave moth. It's getting closer.
They can see us. They can see the light.
Okay.
Oh, it's moving. What do you think it is?
I think
don't know.
I think I can dismiss that, right? Duration 1 hour. Can I dismiss it?
Yeah, you can just turn it off if you want.
Okay. I will. I'll take the leaf. It's just a regular leaf, so I just crumple it in my hand, and when I crumple it, the light goes away.
Okay. Oh, it disappeared. That was weird. Yeah. Are you going to eat that?
I think we need to get closer to just see what they are.
I'm gonna just get a little. I just need eyes on them, so I'm gonna just
Get a little closer. So you're gonna sneak forward until you can see it?
Yeah.
Not realizing that he's left yet, Dander's gonna be like,
Right.
Relic, you go ahead. Find out what that is. We'll be right here.
You hear the dragging of a cardboard box along the ground. So I'm going to move you until you would be able to see it. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Just
So you scurry forward, or you stealth forward, and when you get to about there, about halfway between which you can kind of see is another shelf and the cave entrance, standing on that shelf is a fairly large creature with 3 heads that are each munching down on bits of gooey spider and spider legs, and it'll like reach a clawed foot up and like hold like a long piece of carapace of spider and suck out the marrow from it. This isn't even one you have to roll for. The like stories of hydras are pretty common. There's a 3-headed hydra standing in there.
Okay, so this is what I want you guys to picture, and this is what I want you guys to. This is what happens, even though you can't see it. So I get up close enough to see what it is, recognize what it is, say, stand up, turn around, and walk away.
Okay.
I just walk away.
Do you walk back to them, or do you skirt around them and go out of the cave?
I'm out.
Because remember, you don't have to run faster than the hydra, just faster than your friends.
That's it.
I could give them a head start. I'll be faster than them. That's fine. So I get back. I just walk back and then say, yeah. So yeah, there's a hydra in there, 3 heads. So do with that information what you will.
So
That's what-
Hydra.
Right?
Hydra, yeah. 3
That's
heads.
what was talking and eating was a hydra.
They're talking to each other. They're talking 3 heads, 3 different voices, eating the spiders. So we don't have to worry about the spiders.
Is there a Hydra page in the book?
Oh, good call. I'm gonna flip through the book.
Could we just go?
Flipping through, so you can't see it right now. Just saying.
Oh, it's dark. That's right.
Oh.
You are in the dark.
I'll go back. I'll go back
see?
outside.
Oh,
Do you want to give it to Relic to look in the dark, or do you want to go outside?
Oh yeah.
Or do you
Well,
want to light a light?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'll
right.
just since I was told that they saw the light, they're thinking I will hold the book. I'll hand the book up to Relic for
Okay.
him to check.
So like you start flipping through and you get to HY, and there is a hydra in there. It's a hydra comma chameleon, but there's no blank page for hydra.
The page isn't blank. Let's go. It's in there.
Not
Turn
my
on a
monkey
heel.
is not my problem.
I mean, how
Drawing.
important is this possum, everybody? I
The
mean,
drawing is here. We can get the possum later. That's just my my take on it.
So I'm going to have all of you roll either a history, nature, or arcana. You can choose.
history and nature is the same, so I'll do history.
All
All
of them are the same.
Yeah.
All of them are the same.
Nature. Oh, 17.
Got an 18.
I got a 6.
All right.
6 history.
So there's something weird about this. Shivali and Sidwell, both of you are thinking about it. You're like, just something doesn't seem right. It's a hydra. It's 3 heads. Okay, that makes sense. It's eating things. That makes sense. It's talking some weird. Hydras don't talk.
Did it have a human face?
It did not have a human face. It looked like a hydra would, but
Or forever scarred.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
It's got a human face. Run.
I'm thinking of that meme of the dragon heads, where it's always, the 2 regular mean looking dragon heads, and then the one derpy looking one.
right.
The derpy looking one is the usually eats spider.
Right.
So it talks. Yes, it doesn't talk. So does it belong in the book? Let's go.
I mean, Danner, this is your book. How important is it to get everything back in the book? Andrew, is it even near the Hydra, or can we just sneak past it?
I think Sidwell, can you feel it?
Oh, it's below.
Can you feel it?
I sense that it's like on a level under. So maybe there's another cave we could take. I can't see in here, so
What do you know about hydras? I mean, they evil. They're gonna try to eat us the second we come in. I mean, they seem to be enjoying spider. Maybe they don't like halfling at least.
I mean, as far as you know, Sidwell, hydras are a lot like beasts, even though they're not considered beasts. They're just really big reptiles that like to eat things and cause chaos, but they're not evil.
And
We're just gonna go get the possum.
Could we trick it, like not reveal ourselves and trick it into telling us where it is?
Do I know how intelligent hydras are?
You got like a 18. You know they are not that intelligent. So it actually being able to communicate with language is a sign that either isn't a true hydra or it is some kind of species you've never heard of.
All right, I have a plan. We're going to sneak. When I scouted ahead, did I see another path, or is just Hydra?
So it looked like there was a wall kind of that you were kind of skirting around that opened up to where you saw the Hydra. In that wall, actually, like it was more of what's the word? It doesn't continue on in the direction towards the Hydra. It's almost like you could have gone around the wall and gone back deeper. So there could potentially be another cave back there, or a way down.
Okay, so here's the plan. All right, here's the plan. We tie ropes to all those who can see in the dark, and I lead the way. We sneak around Hydra. We don't have to fight the Hydra. I think that is a good plan. Do we agree?
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have rope?
I have.
Of course,
rope.
I have rope. I start
Rope.
pulling rope out of my bag.
I have rope.
Excellent. This is why you travel with adventurers.
I definitely don't have rope.
I start tying myself off
Okay.
so that I'm in the back, and then they can be between me, and then we'll have Relic in the front.
Okay.
So you can see in the dark.
So it's going to go Relic. Who's going behind Relic?
I'm definitely hiding behind Shivali. Absolutely.
Okay. So Relic, Shivali, Sidwell, Danner.
Yes.
Okay. So as you head back that direction, are you doing this quietly again, or are you just going to kind of head? All right, let's go ahead and do a group stealth check one more time.
Also, what I want to do as well is when we get maybe halfway or get closer to them, I take a rock and throw it opposite direction so they can
Classic.
look that way.
Gotcha.
And on top of that, I'd like to cast prestidigitation and make a spider clicking noises in
Oh, nice.
the area that the rock lands.
I also
Okay.
cast prestidigitation and make 2 spider noises.
Okay.
Bigger meal.
All right, so
Yeah, I rolled a 24 stealth.
your comprehend languages is still going, correct?
Yeah, I think it's
All
an
right.
hour.
So as the rock hits, and then there's this chittering that comes from kind of over in that direction. You can't really see anything as far as what happened. Like you wouldn't have seen him throw the rock or anything. But you do hear, "Hey, what was that?" I'm pretty sure I heard something. No, I don't hear anything. Oh, okay. Well, listen, I gotta go out and take a pee. I hope you don't mind. I just really don't like peeing with company. So I could just go on the corner over here, but either you'd have to go outside or I will go outside. Yeah, why don't I go outside? I'll be back.
It's coming to go to the bathroom?
I thought we already started, stealthing around.
You
I
are.
whisper it to you, but I can still hear him, so I'm telling you this.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Brain reboot.
As you're creeping forward, she tells you this. Is there anything you want to do in response, Relic?
I kind of want to like look at it, look in its direction. It's like all three, or just stay the one. Like what is happening? Bathroom? I'm just confused.
Yeah. And about this time, this fairly large capybara with like a bone necklace and like war paint on it comes like trotting towards you and stops and looks at you as you're looking at it. And it's like,
upright.
What the fuck? And that's where we're going to end this week.
Capybara. It's so cute.
He's pretty cool looking. Love it. Awesome.
For some reason, it reminds me of Princess Mononoke, the war pigs.
Right.
Just the way he's standing, and yeah.
I mean, I feel like the art is so much more noble, and this one's just like, I gotta go outside and take a pee.
That's it.
Yeah, we're really
Awesome.
grateful for Kobold Press and this amazing art.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much to Kobold Press for the inspiration for this, because it's all inspired by their Tome of Beasts series, and we got the thumbs up to use their awesome art for the creatures as we go along. So expect more of that next week. Why don't we do some outros? Let's start with Sid. Actual Sid, not Sidwell.
Hi, I'm Sid. I played Relic and I'm confused. Oh man.
What is happening?
Capybara. Cool. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Like once again, I'm Sid. You can find me on social media at _Sundance Sid. And again, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Game 7 channel and our Dirty Deeds Eberron campaign. And yeah.
Nice. All right. Why don't we have Kevin go next?
Sure, yeah. I'm Kevin. I played Danner Bramblethorn, our halfling nature cleric. I can be found online at the socials at KevRan Games. And when I am not here doing stuff with SAG, sometimes I'm also doing stuff on some other channels. Been on Jeremy's channel, Wandering Haven. We play some Star Trek Adventures over there, which is a lot of fun. And also, I run my own show, Game Night Heroes, which is an audio podcast that comes out every week and has cool, fun stories like this too. So this was a blast. I'm looking forward to being back next week with all of you. This was fun.
Nice.
So, thank you.
Let's move to Andrew.
My name's Andrew. I played Sidwell Softstone. My socials are in the chat. I had a blast. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. And last but not least, Annika.
Yeah, my name is Annika. I was playing Shivali, the Kalashtar this evening, fighter bard, though we haven't seen much of the fighting yet. And you can find me on most social as Anine Wanders, and I'm really looking forward to see what happens with this capybara next time.
Definitely.
Me too.
Yeah, you really set that up as an excellent cliffhanger.
Well, really, you all timed it really well for that to be set up as a cliffhanger. And I'm Jeremy Hochhalter. You can find me on Twitter and Mastodon at WHPubs. On Mastodon, I'm on Dice Camp. I guess that does matter. Or you can search. I don't know how that works. Here on Twitch, I'm WH Publications, or you can go to whpublications.com. On Wednesdays, I stream a D&D campaign that's actually coming to a close here real soon. But then keep an eye out for other things that are coming in the near future, including more Star Trek, also with Kevin and others. And I think that's all I have to talk about this week. So thank you all for joining us, and have a good week.